My best sport is wrestling. That's my best sport.
You wrestled?
Yeah, in high school and shit.
Oh, check you out.
But I got into too much trouble. So in 7th grade, I got suspended and I never recovered from it. Like school and shit. It's okay though.
You peaked in 7th grade. Got it.
No, I peaked in 9th grade. I was better than 10th grade, but I peaked in 9th grade wrestling.
Where's the picture of you in the singlet?
Why you trying to see his man meat?
So I can laugh.
Singlet.
You want to laugh at a
I'm like,
14-year-old man boy?
damn.
Dang, Jace is a low key PDF.
Right.
That's wild. Let me see the picture of you, 14 years old, in your singlet. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the Scrap and Roll MMA podcast. I'm your host, Sky. We got your host, Jace and AJ in the building. Sorry,
AJ.
CJ. We missed CJ.
AJ.
Don't hate on
Who the
AJ,
fuck is that guy?
CJ. We missed that guy. Hey, off top, speaking of CJ, his son Cash is competing in his first Muay Thai event this Saturday. So y'all make sure that y'all comment down below. Good luck, Cash. Send him good luck, good vibes, all of that. Muay Thai, I mean, that's some real shit right there. You see kids doing Muay Thai? Like, that shit low-key scary. Like, they be...
Listen,
how old is he?
He's 13.
Oh,
I
so
can
yeah.
tell
Okay.
you, the first time I went to Thailand, I sat front row in a Muay Thai event, and I will never forget. They had like 7, 8-year-olds out there, and this one kid took a knee, knocked unconscious,
Oh my God.
fell out of the ring right in front of me, and I was like, "Oh shit! Oh shit!" I kind of wanted to go home. Like, it was not a vibe for me.
Hey, seeing kids is crazy.
Real quick, since we on the topic of Muay Thai, who's the best Muay Thai fighter in UFC history? You guys can come to mind. I'm gonna say Joanna. I like watching Joanna.
Come on, bro. Be serious.
Hey, I'm gonna say.
What are you talking about? Be serious, y'all.
Hey, I'm gonna say.
I'm going with
Khalil
Joanna.
Roundtree.
Khalil Roundtree. That's a good one.
I'm trolling.
Trolling. Yeah. It's either Anderson Silva or Alex Pereira.
Alex Pereira is not a Muay Thai.
I was just gonna say Alex Pereira is a kickboxer.
Kickboxer, yeah.
So Anderson Silva.
Kickboxer. Who you think is the best kickboxer?
Pure kickboxer?
Hawaiian kickboxer.
Pure kickboxing or MMA fighter?
I'm gonna facts.
MMA fighter.
That's a kickboxer?
Yeah, that's a kickboxer.
I mean, if you're gonna say MMA fighter, you have to say 2-time champion Alex Pereira. Or sorry, 2-division.
Hawaiian kickboxer.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Max Holloway. That's
stop it. Is he
real quick, baby? I'm the best boxer in the UFC, baby.
Real quick, but before we get into the card, you have Alex over Max right all time. You do, right, Jace?
I got Max over everybody.
Hold on 1 second, Sky. Max is a kickboxer?
Yes, that was his base.
Yeah, he is a kickboxer.
Really?
What do you think he is?
Hawaiian brawler?
That's not a category.
That's disrespectful.
I'm really not trying to be disrespectful. I literally had no idea.
The Hawaiian brawler that's crazy. Are you calling him a topper brother? Are you calling him a topper brother? Because that's a Hawaiian brawler.
Exactly.
Are you calling him a topper brother?
Put some respect on his name.
Come on, man. You crazy.
Well, first of all, Tafa is Australian, I believe.
Whatever, but still,
they're Usos. They're
right.
He's a Samoan boy.
Exactly.
Yeah. I honest to God didn't know that was Max base of being a kickboxer.
This dude Jace is a casual. Comment down below, casual Jace in the building.
But that being said, he's still not the best kickboxer.
He need to get booked already. What's up? He need to fight.
Yeah, they're booking him against DP3 for BMF.
That's so stupid.
I don't want to see that.
Such a stupid fight.
There's so many options. They want to do that shit. Like
why is that a stupid fight? Because Max is
we've seen it already.
It does nothing for Max. Because it does nothing for Max. That's
And
why.
no offense to Dustin.
Max is
No offense
not
to Dustin.
retiring.
Exactly.
How can you say it
Exactly.
does nothing for Max when Dustin? Let me finish. Dustin is ranked higher than Max.
Because Dustin is retiring. He's not going to beat Dustin and then all of a sudden get a title shot. So it makes no sense for him to fight him. If he were to beat Charles Oliveira, that would lead to a road to getting a title shot. If
He's not ready for Charles Oliveira.
Can you please eat your own asshole and shut up? Listen.
Yeah.
It does not benefit Max Holloway to fight Dustin Poirier.
You can't say it doesn't benefit someone who is ranked ahead of you.
I can, because he's retiring.
It doesn't matter.
He's retiring.
It doesn't
matter. If he wins, we all know if he wins, he's going to be like, I want a title shot. But still, I don't think he's going to be Max, though. That's why I'm leaning to, like, I don't want to see it.
Well, I don't want to see Max go 0-3 against Dustin.
Max is not beating
your eyes.
Dustin is not beating this version of Max Holloway.
You can't say that, right? Because, again, this is not MMA math. This is MMA receipts. He's not 0-1. He's 0-2.
0-2. Respectfully, too. But this version, he's not beating this version.
What happened when Izzy knocked out Alex?
What version of Max?
What did history tell us? What did history tell us?
The version of Max that got knocked out and got destroyed by Ilia Topuria? That version of Max?
Is every fight not different?
Nah.
Is every fight not different? Are you saying that Max Holloway is still 21 years old?
Are trends not
You know what
real?
it is? I think you're just a set. You're waiting for the fall off, and it's not gonna happen. It's okay. Tony fell off. It's okay. The fall off, not. Give it 3 more years. It's not right now. Let's enjoy Max. Stop hating.
At the end of the day,
the fall off is no insight.
He's hating because Max is my guy, and all his guys suck. All his guys are trash.
First of all, I'm a Max Holloway guy.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Stop the fucking madness.
You've got to stop this.
Stop the madness.
Don't be a Max Holloway guy. We don't want you on the team.
I'm a Max Holloway guy.
We know what happens when you like a fighter. We don't know what you.
I'm a Max Holloway guy.
That's crazy.
Right? But the notion that the fight doesn't help him when he's ranked above him is absurd.
Justin Gaethje is ranked above him, and he just flatlined Justin. So what are we talking about? Rankings don't matter.
Yeah, but also Justin won his last fight. What about Max?
He was ranked above him
prior to
winning his fight. He was still ranked above him prior to winning his last fight. So what does that have to do with anything? Rankings do not matter.
You want
Jace,
Max.
Who do you want Max to fight? Who do you want Max to fight, Jace?
Who do I want Max to fight? Man, I would love... Yeah. Okay, let me think of a fight that I think he could win.
I think it's a clown.
I'm being for real. Right? Armin Tsarukyan fucking just dog walks Max. Islam kills Max.
No. Those are the toughest matchups, but they don't do what you say they do to him, though.
I think a good realistic for Max. I mean, I'm afraid. I'd be afraid to see him in there with Paddy the Baddy now.
I had a hot take about that boy.
A great fight for Max that he can win / be competitive in.
I'm gonna say Dan Hooker, aren't you?
Dan fucking Hooker. He can be competitive in that fight.
Competitive with Dan Hooker?
Finish Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker is a fucking punching bag. Are you crazy?
What?
Are you crazy?
If you're gonna let Jalen Turner head kick you, Max Holloway is gonna head kick you 3 times.
Listen, enough about Max Holloway. So we're not even about to do this with Jace. What we are going to do is talk about this weekend's card because I just want Jace to sit here with a straight face again and tell me that Diego Lopes has a better skill set than Alexander Volkanovski. I don't know what kind of crack you were smoking, but that was insane. And I told you were insane last week.
Diego Lopes has a better skill set than Alexander Volkanovski.
Listen, you just can't take Jace seriously.
Okay, so to back Jace up, I'm gonna help him out a little bit. So Alex, he has a better defensive game than Lopes, and that shit he just shut him down. That's what I noticed from the fight. His defense is I think is one of the best in a UFC history. He has a good defensive game, and he could work off that, and that's how he wins his fights. Because Diego, I thought Diego was gonna put it on him, pause, but he never did. I'll tell you, he knocked him down right in the second or third round. What round was that?
Second.
Yeah, and that was it. And that was his biggest moment, I think.
I
Yeah.
believe that I chalk it up to, and again, Volkanovski quote unquote won. I had Diego 3 rounds to 2.
No, you fucking didn't.
Yes,
What?
I did.
In what world?
Scott,
In what
I
world?
texted you. Did I not text you during the
No,
fucking fight?
no, I don't have
Check
no
your
message
text.
talk. I'm
Check
about to
your
go look
text.
right now.
Check
'Cause
your
you're
fucking text.
Yo,
literally
you
chatting shit.
are no.
But that being said, I think that Diego's team had a horrific game plan. I think they worried too much about him gassing out. You know what I mean? Because I've never seen Diego, and you can say, "Oh, well, Volk stifled him." Well, no, he didn't, because Diego never came out trying to get his shit off.
He couldn't.
He couldn't.
He's not an Ilya. That's what I said to prove my point a couple months ago that Ilya is a more precise striker than Diego. They have the same amount of power, I think, but Ilya is one more precise striker. But he's not he's not an Ilya, so the Volk exposed that, and that's it.
Well, first of all, no one is Ilya. Ilya is the pound for pound best fighter in the UFC by far.
Even Max was getting off against Alex. Pause.
Yes. Like, at the end of the day, and when I was watching that, I literally texted Jason, said, Max Holloway clears Diego Lopes. Like, he's much faster, much quicker. Listen, Jace, your opinion in this doesn't even matter at this point.
But
that power, though, Diego, he still has that power.
Saying that you thought Diego won 3-2 is insane. 49-46, period. You can give Diego maybe another round. I don't know what round you would give him.
But I give him a knockdown round. Whether or not the knockdown round, I'll give him
even
that.
at that one, he got knocked down at the beginning of that round. So it was like, that was a generous, hey, we'll give it to you, because that's what we remember at the end of the round. But like,
that's a pity round, exactly.
Nothing. He did nothing. Volkanovski went out there in his normal fashion and shut down his game. His jab was popping the whole time, snapping that boy's head back. You guys have created Diego Lopes into somebody that he's not. Not to say that eventually he can't be champion, but like to say skill for skill, bar for bar, that he's better than Volkanovski was insane.
He is.
I think he looked good though. But Diego looked good though. He looked good. Diego looked good though. You think he looked good this weekend though? Or?
No. I thought he looked like Yair Rodriguez. Sure, he looks good until you go up against an elite fighter.
No,
I think Yair better than him.
I totally 100% believe that he had a bad game plan. Was too worried about gassing out. Was fighting way too conservatively. I'm texting Sky like, why is he not throwing? You know what I mean? He's trying to save his energy.
Score in here.
I did.
There's no score.
I did.
No.
Yeah. So I'm just a little, what's the word? Dismayed, perplexed, confused. And for Sky, if you'd have the dogdacity to think that Alexander Volkanovski has more skills than Diego Lopes, stop smoking dope.
It's a fact. And you know I don't like Volkanovski.
No, I think secretly you're a dick rider.
Like I said, defensively, he can shut anybody down. That's what it is for me. That's what I think it is for Volk.
His pacing, his game plan. Like I said, minute 30 left, he's going to get you up against the cage. He's going to get that control time in. He's going to try to take you down so that he leaves a lasting impression. His game plan is always the same. And I think what ends up happening is a lot of time, the bigger, stronger, taller fighter gets inside there with this little bitty munchkin ass fucking, I don't know what the hell he is, but this little bitty thing, and you think that they can do something, and he's just too much for him. He's too much.
Yeah,
respectfully
he's the GOAT.
Disagree.
How can you say that Diego Lopes has a better skill set when he did not win?
So then, I mean, Ilya has a better skill set than Max, correct?
Overall, yes.
Overall, yeah. He has grappling. He has the boxing. Yes, he's a more overall fighter.
He's a better fighter than Max. Cool.
And so that's not to say Max can beat him though.
Exactly.
They both can beat each other, but they can exploit and expose certain aspects of the game though. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. You can be
And
a
when you're
better
Volk,
fighter. Better fighters
and when you're
lose all
Volk,
the time.
Can y'all stop talking over each
exactly.
other?
Go ahead, Sky.
I'm trying to hear both of your ridiculous arguments.
Yeah, the better fighter can lose quite often. We've
Okay,
seen that with
Right.
Leon versus
so I'm
Kamaru.
saying the better fighter lost. Why can I say the same exact thing?
Because it's very
Because he's not
clear
a.
in that fight when you lose 4 rounds to one, your skill set's not there. What
Yeah.
about his skill set makes you think that it's better than Volkanovski?
But then at the same time, we talk about how terrible the judges are, right? So you see, here's the problem with
Nobody's
y'all.
seen it the way you
Here's
see
the
it.
problem with y'all. Okay, you want to pick and choose, right? And have the story fit your narrative. That's y'all's issues. You know what I mean?
Your narrative.
Me,
Your
right? I'm
narrative.
always standing on business. I'm the most realest niggas on this podcast. I'm 10 toes down all day, right? And y'all just la la la, ooh, boop, I'll take that one. La la la, boop, I'll take that one. You try to pick and choose your narrative. Stop doing it. Be consistent, right?
Listen.
There is
Consistency.
Where's
there is
Muniz?
no way you think
Where's
Diego won
Muniz
the
to
fight
call
though.
you a flip flopping
Consistency.
hoe?
There's no way you think
Consistency.
Diego won the fight though. That's
That's
nuts.
crazy.
No, it's not.
There's nobody out there that's agreeing with you on that.
He outclassed
Comment
that
down
man.
below.
It's okay. He got outclassed.
Comment
That's
down
it.
below.
He
Yeah,
shut him
y'all
down.
for sure. Y'all comment down below. Now, one thing I think we can all agree on is Paddy Pimblett put it on Michael Chandler.
Bad.
Hey, so real fast before we kind of go over the card a little bit more in depth, what do y'all think is the number one headline? Like if you had to say it in 3 words or less from this card.
Dominic Reyes.
Damn, I didn't think that, but
Dominic Reyes.
with the Connor, the left Connor.
I just like the comeback story. Just like the comeback story. He just has to keep winning, and who knows if somebody keeps fighting or says they don't fight in a couple years. Who the fuck knows? Who knows?
Sky?
Um. Mm, the headline. I mean, I know like the safe thing is to say, Volkanovski 2-time champion, but for me, it was Jesus doesn't love Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah.
That's 5 words.
Oh, you told me to say how many words was it supposed to be?
3.
Oh.
It's so funny you went there because I was thinking, I was going to say, God's not real. Shout out to Sky. I know you can't stand him, but listen, John Strickland. Oh my God! Did you see his ex before he went?
Just call it a Twitter. We're not calling it X. It's just silly.
Fair.
Yeah, that shit is like they're gonna change it eventually back.
Your boy was like, "Yo, if he wins, I'm going to church. If Bryce wins, I'm going to church. I will believe in a God." Welp.
Yes, it's not
Yeah,
real.
Gene. I think Gene, he's a problem. He's nice.
Hey, he
I
was
have
out there
Bryce winning though. I
playing
have
with
Bryce
Bryce.
winning, but I haven't. You said what?
He was out there playing with Bryce.
Literally though, like really he was. That's crazy.
I think for me, I will say that I would say that Paddy is real.
Real deal.
You
A
have
baddie.
to say that Paddy is real. And I know we'll talk about it more in depth because I didn't see that fucking happening.
I didn't.
I lost the bag on that fight.
But you know what I told y'all last week, which is winners win. And I told
Right.
y'all, regardless of what we think about Paddy, however we feel, like people who win always fucking win. You don't know how, you don't see it coming, but they win, just like Bilal. And
Right.
Paddy is just a winner. He's on a 7-fight winning streak now. He did Michael Chandler dirty. Michael Chandler had to leave about the spot immediately.
Yeah,
Do
he
not
looked
pass
bad.
go.
Yeah. But like
Michael Chandler's just not that guy.
he's not. He's exciting, but yeah, that's it.
Michael Chandler is everything I want in watching a fighter.
Oh, okay.
He is everything I want in watching a fighter. Blood, guts. Either stab someone or get stabbed. Like there is no.
It's funny. Sad.
I'm just saying, like, there is no thing that's like, oh, like, this sucks. I never get bored watching his fights. I'm always amped to see him fight. You know, his mic skills are great. He's always in an exciting fight. Even this one, where this is the first time we really seen Chandler get the shit beat out of him.
Yeah, he got dominated. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was, for me, if I have to be real, like, I was perplexed. Like, I was so surprised.
Yeah.
And everyone just jumping down my throat on my Instagram story.
Paddy has the skills, though. Paddy has the skills to pay the bills.
He definitely made some improvements, so shout out to him.
Who do y'all want to see Paddy fight next?
Yeah.
Paddy. And I'm not gonna. I think here's my hot. I had a hot take. So here's my hot take about Paddy. I think Paddy Pimblett. I think his worst matchup in his whole division is. This might sound crazy. I don't know why this might sound crazy, but Jace, just relax. I think Paddy beats everybody ranked ahead of him besides Max Holloway. I don't know why I think that. I just think that. I think Paddy. I think Paddy beats everybody besides Max Holloway. I'm sorry.
Notice he didn't say his name.
What?
When he said, "Oh, Charles," and he said Justin, and I think he might have said somebody else, but he didn't say Max. Yeah.
And to cancel out, no offense to these guys, no offense to these guys, the legends and stuff, Charles, Justin, and Dustin. Yeah. Right now, I think they too old for somebody like Paddy. That's my opinion about those guys.
Max is a step down.
I think Max is the worst. I think Max is the worst matchup for Paddy.
Max is a step down from Michael Chandler?
No, from the guys that he mentioned.
Okay.
That's not right now.
Max just killed Justin Gaethje. You're talking about that he's a step down.
Yes, exactly. We're talking about
Max.
He outclassed Justin Gaethje and then killed him. What are we talking about?
Max didn't just kill him. That was almost a year ago.
That's my hot take about Paddy. He beats everybody besides
about. He killed that man.
He's 0-2 against DP. And then you're gonna come back and say, "Oh, well, that was a different version of Max."
Well, no, it was him at 20, and then it was him at short notice, 3 weeks notice. What
I don't
does
give a
that
fuck.
have to do with Paddy
Scott, as we always
Max?
say, you signed the fight. No excuses.
Okay, so and that's fine.
So don't come with excuses. That's what you do.
You signed the fight. Hashtag Tony shouldn't have. Hashtag Tony shouldn't have. You signed the fight. Hashtag Tony shouldn't have. You want to cut weight, make 55 for what?
So unlike y'all living in fucking Lululand, I think the best matchup for him and the most favorable one for the UFC is for him to fight Arman. Because
favorable?
Yes, and just let me explain. If you think about it, right, no fans besides like his family likes Arman Tsarukyan. No one wants to see him fight.
There's a lot of Armenians who like him.
Yeah, you're crazy. Arman is one of the he's pretty well known.
Bro, he's not a popular fight. No one's clamoring to see Arman Tsarukyan. Does he have a pocket of fans? Sure. Every fighter has a pocket of fans. Shit, there's someone who thinks that Sean Brady's a good fighter, and that's his favorite fider. Like, you know,
how come you don't like? I have a question for Jay, real quick. How come you don't like giving fighters their flowers?
I do. When deserved.
No, you don't. Because he's a hater.
When deserved.
When deserved. Yes, when deserved. Right? I will give all the flowers possible. Trust me, I've been giving flowers out to people for years. You read my Yelp reviews.
All the people you give flowers out to.
When's the last fighter you gave their flowers to? Answer that in your honestly. When's the last fighter you gave the flowers to?
I just gave flowers to Paddy Pimblett.
Okay, you did just now.
I just said Paddy, the real deal.
But you just think that Arman is okay.
I'm saying that Arman doesn't have a fan base. That's undeniable. Compares him to Charles. Is he more popular than Charles? No. Is he more popular than Justin? No. Is he more popular than Dustin? No. I don't think he's more popular than Dan Hooker. Actually, he's not more popular than Dan Hooker. I can say that for a fact. So you have a guy who is one of the quote-unquote top contenders, right? And we know Arman ain't fighting for the title next because he dropped that bag. Uncle Dana, shit list.
So many contenders now, though. Yeah, he can't.
You have Paddy face him. You know what I mean? And then you hope that Paddy does your dirty work. That's what you want.
It's gonna be a
What's
tough
up,
fight though, but I got Paddy against Armin though.
Sky? Who do you want Paddy to fight next?
I don't care. Ilya to Poirier, because they acting like they're not gonna give Ilya the title shot, so they can run that.
Listen, first and foremost,
I think one was gonna have the title first.
Ilya kills him. But secondly, if the UFC does this right, and I text this guy about this after the fight. A year from now, you do Ilya and Paddy for the title, right? Because this thing has been brewing. It's been brewing for forever. You know what I mean? And with all the hype, and you have the England and Spain rivalry that's already there, and we know that they've been wanting this forever. Like, I'm all in. Take my money, please.
That's a big one.
It's
a big one.
Give me money.
Give me money.
Give me money. Okay. Let's talk about your boy Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull. I expected Patricio to grapple more. I expected him to, wrestle a little bit more. Take like the Volkanovski game plan that he won with. Instead, he stood out there and looked like Diego Lopes. He did nothing. And I'm not really understanding why people are hyping Yair up like he's like, oh my god, I'm like, he looked like regular ass Yair. He does that to regular ass people.
I agree.
But when it comes to the top contenders, no, I'm not impressed.
He's supposed to do that. He's supposed to do that. I'm not impressed either. He's supposed to do that.
Yeah, him and Brian Ortega are the same people.
And he lost to him.
Yeah,
that's disrespectful.
Who you think better?
Yair.
No, he's not.
Can't even
Brian
wrestle.
Better than Yair. What?
Takedown.
I tell you what, I don't want to see. I do not want to see Yair fight for the title next.
At all.
At all. I've watched that story.
So who do you want?
Mozart. Sure, why not?
Mozart needs his title shot.
Get that out of the way.
Brother.
And then you run Yair against Diego. Run that shit. Noche.
Fire.
That's the fight. That is the fight. That's the headline.
In Guadalajara, yes.
That's the fight. That's the headline. That's the story. Thank you. You know it's real beef. You know it's real. Oh, I do not like manufactured beef. You know what I mean? I like that genuine, I hate you. Shout out DC. Shout out John Jones.
Right.
That real.
Yeah.
That'll be a good fight, man.
Yeah, that's what they gotta book next. They gotta book that next. That's the one. Patricio.
Here's the real question. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no. Yeah, Patricio, I don't know what to say about that. I'm gonna say it's the deer in the headlights in the UFC. I expect him to come back, be strong, and get a dub.
I think he won his next fight. For whatever it's worth.
International fight weekend. Throw him on there, sure.
Yeah, I was about to say, for whatever it's worth, he posted something on his IG and he asked Danny Ige, you want to fight? And then Ige was like, yeah, sure, why not? And so I guess that's the fight they got to make next. That'll be a good fight.
More, what I'm really intrigued about. Who the fuck is signing up to fight Gene Silva? Who signed that contract?
I know who will.
Listen.
I know who will.
Who?
Many men.
Wish death upon me.
Exactly. You know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would. That would be a good fight. I want to see that fight. LaVon Murphy. I want to see them fight.
Gene Silva. I don't know.
He gonna sign that paper.
Anyone beats Gene Silva.
Please.
Anyone?
His skill set is not that great. Let's not get crazy. Let's not act like he's the Don.
Okay, hold on.
No. Let me break this down. Let me break this down, right? Sky, you're on the high horse about Bryce and how he's only lost to 2 people ever, right? Is that correct?
No, I was not on a high horse. I was simply making an observation that he had only lost to elite fighters. Yes.
Okay. And with him being one of the best grapplers in that division, can we all agree on that?
Yes.
I
At the
agree.
time.
Okay. He is one of the best grapplers in that division. Gene Silva, right, reminded me of like the cartoon cats that would play with their meal before they ate it. Just like, like on the fingers, da, 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 da. Like, he played with that man. Halfway through the fight, stop it. You see him staring at the broadcast table. You know what I mean? Like just laughing and joking, like not it. And he didn't want to kill him. He
And he
wanted
did.
to submit him, which he
He
did,
did.
unconscious. You know what I
I
mean?
think.
And we have
Yeah,
always said, like, we know his striking is top of the food chain for that division. The real question mark was the grappling. Is that fair to say? Is that a fair
I agree.
assessment?
Yep.
So you take out one of the top 2 to 3 grapplers in that division by grappling, like that's just wild to me. That's crazy.
Great.
And to Jason's point, like we don't need him to see him against Brian Ortega. Like we don't need to see that he fought Bryce. So if from here on out, if people that so that's a good point.
And also, like, how the fuck is this man unranked? Sky, what is he ranked now?
Cool.
Gene?
Yeah, because going into that
Billy
fight, he
Jean
was
is
not ranked.
he's now 11.
11.
And
Yeah.
they got Bryce Mitchell to fuck up out of there.
How the
Yeah.
fuck is who are the 10 fighters in front of him? Quick.
Front of him.
Quick. Josh
Deservingly
Emmett,
so though.
Josh Emmett, Aljamain Sterling, Lerone Murphy, Brian Ortega. Fuck Brian Ortega, get out of here.
Get
Arnold
out of here,
Allen,
bro. For real.
Yair, Ilya is 3. Let me say that again. They put Ilya at 3. And then
Stupid
they
shit.
put Diego Lopes, and then they put Max Holloway at 1, and then they put Alexander Volkanovski.
Who
So
does
Tell
this
me
fucking
again,
bro?
Jace, tell me again about the
Stupid,
rankings.
yo. Crazy.
Yeah. Jace,
I
tell
didn't
me
hear you.
again about the rankings and how they matter and how fighting somebody ahead of them. I guess Ilya, if he wanted to, he should fight Max Holloway again so that he could be ranked number 1 again, huh? Because it all makes so much fucking sense.
We don't want to see Max get destroyed
Well,
again.
wait
I'm
for
just
the rebuttal.
saying, you were talking about the rankings.
Yeah.
We'll wait for the rebuttal. Answer that question, please.
Bullshit.
What's the question?
All right.
Sky asked it.
I didn't hear it.
I said, tell me more about the rankings and how they matter and how, he's ranked above him and da 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 da. This shit don't matter. That's made up.
The rankings do matter.
To who?
So you agree with Ilya being number 3?
Yeah.
I don't think Ilya should be ranked there at all. He's not. he's a lightweight. I don't think Max should be ranked there at all. Max is a lightweight. They've come out and said specifically they are lightweights. So take
That's
them
true.
out, move everyone else up 2 spots. It makes a lot more sense. Gene Silva against Lerone Murphy, awesome.
Lightweight.
Are they going to do that fight? They definitely will not do that fight. You don't want to have it's bad matchmaking to have 2 of your rising stars fight each other for
When they going back
quote unquote
to
no reason.
UK? When they go back to UK?
Sky
When they're going
did
back
though
there.
make a suggestion for Gene Silva to fight Arnold Allen. I was like, I'm for that.
Arnold Allen.
Yeah, I would like to
And
see
I don't
that.
know about that fight. That's a great fight. Arnold Allen's tough for anybody.
What's he ranked again?
Arnold?
Yeah.
7?
Arnold Allen is ranked 7th. No, 6th.
See, that's a fight that I like. It's a fight that makes sense.
Real quick, is he one away, Arlen? Is he one away for a title?
What was that?
Arnold Allen?
Is he one away? Because he never got one before. Is he one away and he won his last fight? Is he one away? He's not?
Max ended that. Jace also thought that Arnold Allen was going to beat him.
That's not no.
But he won his last fight though. He won his last fight.
Stop saying that lie. Don't dishonor my name. I picked Max Holloway for that fight.
Oh my gosh. You
Go
picked
back
him,
and
but
go back and
leading
check
up
it.
to it.
Go back and check it. Go back and see.
Leading up.
This is the thing about you. You think about you. You're a liar. A liar to cheat. You scumbag.
Yo, douchebag.
No, scumbag. You piece of
um,
grass.
Shout
You're,
out to Dominic Reyes for 3-fight winning streak. I did mention last week, even though I went against him, I did mention that he was on a 2-fight winning streak. He went inside there and did what he was supposed to do against Nikita Krylov. Aside from that, how did y'all feel? I'm trying to find, I don't know why my internet is acting up right now, but how did y'all score Sean Woodson versus Dan Ige before the quote unquote finish?
I had 2-0 Sean Woodson.
Same.
Judging, Sky, your favorite thing to talk about?
Destroyed my parlay. Absolutely crumbled.
I went back and looked at the judges' scorecards prior to the stoppage. They all had Dan Ige up 2 rounds.
Stupid shit.
The fix was in.
It was cooking.
Your boy 21 Savage got fucked up.
21 got done.
Poland.
That was nasty.
Hey, shout out to everyone who's watching in Poland. Jak się masz? Dobrze.
One thing
Dziękuję.
that Jace wanted me to remind everyone about was, would you rather have a late stoppage or an early stoppage? Oh, and I got a question from someone. Go on.
So for me, I would rather them stop it too early than too late, because at the end of the day, like, people have families, kids, wives, husbands. I don't want to. It's going to happen at some time. I hope it's not my lifetime that someone dies in the octagon. Like, I don't want to see it happen. And every time someone is late, when people are getting those 18 punches in a row, like, nah, dog. So I'd rather be a little bit too early. Shout out to Sean Woodson. Shout out to ruthless Robbie Lawler. You know what I mean? Than too late. Too late is horrifying. Like, when I'm screaming at the television, fucking stop the fight! Fucking stop the fight! I hate when that happens.
Bobby Green, Jalen Turner.
AJ?
What?
Who's that a picture of?
Don't get off topic. I would prefer the fight to be stopped.
Hey.
I would prefer the fight get stopped later.
Hey. Nigga,
Me?
keep talking. I'll be your new daddy.
She got a man and everything. Good luck. But me, see, from what perspective though? Am I a fighter, or like, am I like, what am I?
You're a fan. You're a casual.
Oh, am I a fan? I want to stop it. Damn, that's a tough question. I'll say, that's a tough question. Early.
This is a human being. Why the fuck is it a tough question?
Let me answer. I already have my answer. Like I told Jace on the phone, if he dies, he dies. I'd rather it be a late stoppage, because at least at that point, we know for 100% it was over.
Right.
It was done. When it gets stopped,
because if I'm fighting, kill me.
Don't kill me.
Kill me.
Save me, ref. Save me. I ain't lying.
Hey, these are human beings we're talking about, people. This isn't a video game, so no.
They be asking for it half of the time. They be like, "Oh my, I wasn't done." The next fight, yo, they be asking for it. So when you get beat on, listen.
Shout out to Ike Turner.
Bobby Green didn't complain. Bobby Green didn't complain when he was getting beat on. Bobby Green took it like a man.
Yeah.
Woke him up several times.
Yeah.
Screaming.
I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. I have a question that came in through the good old Instagram.
Sure, Sky.
Hey, no. Listen, Ron is not on tonight, but that is my guy. I love that guy. The way he called you out. Oh my God, I laughed so hard. That was a good laugh. But this is an actual question. This is an actual question. I don't know why it's being blurred.
Every week it's an actual question.
Every week it is an actual question. But this question, historically, which division has the best fighters overall? From the beginning of the UFC until 2025, which division has the best fighters overall?
It's a good question. Do you want to
The
give
best
them a
fighters,
shout out who asked the question, Sky?
Oh yes, that was
historically.
from Steven. Steven watches the podcast weekly. He's been watching for a while.
What's up,
Shout out to
Steven?
Steven.
Did you want his name on Instagram?
AJ, what do you got?
That's a tough question. I never heard that before. But on the top of the head, I would say the lightweight division.
Yeah, also, you've been watching MMA for 3 minutes, so it doesn't count. Sky, who you got?
Sure. If we want to assume that, sure. Mr. D Pen.
I feel like I gotta go light heavy. I feel like
Light
that was
heavyweight
the
too, yeah.
glamour division for a very long time. Lots of great fighters fought inside of that division. I'm gonna go light heavy. Wait, what was the question? One more time, because make sure that I'm.
Historically,
Which division has the best fighters overall? Yeah, best
lightweight.
fighters.
I think lightweight.
Oh no! Ooh.
see, I want to say light heavy, but then the John Jones effect, where it just made everyone seem meaty fucking ochre.
Yeah.
So that's why I have to, I mean, it's easy to make the call with the early days and think of the Vitors, the Randys, the Chucks, but then you got John Jones that came and just, you don't even know how good / great a lot of the other fighters were at the time because of it. So, Sky, who you got?
I'm going light heavy. F it.
Okay.
Fair. Great question.
You didn't go with anyone.
Well, it's hard because there's a lot of me.
He doesn't want to agree with me. He doesn't want to agree with me. That's okay. He doesn't want to agree with me.
Never going to agree with you.
Because there's two favorite fighters of all time on the same division. He doesn't want to agree with me. It's okay.
That's a good point, AJ. That's a good point.
When I think about Jens Pulver fighting for a title or Kenny Florian, no, they're just terrible. Always were terrible. It's hard for me not to say. It's part of me wants to say flyweight, because you got DJ, and then now you got even a bigger era with Pantoja, which is probably just the greatest flyweight of all time.
Over Demetrius Johnson?
Did I stutter?
Historically, you're comparing Pantoja and Demetrius to the entire historic lightweight division.
What I'm going to say is welterweight. Welterweight, I think historically is.
That's a cool pick.
I don't even think that Jace is
the greatest.
Is real.
What's wrong with welterweight?
It's okay.
What's wrong with welterweight? GSP was there.
GSP was there. Exactly. Yeah, he was. But also Matt Hughes was there before that. BJ Penn, was there. Usman was there. And then you got
tomorrow. GSP shut a lot of shit down. They shut a lot of guys down. So
are we gonna forget? Are we gonna forget that the all 4 featherweight champions were in the UFC's top 30 list? Jose Aldo, Conor McGregor, Max Holloway, Volkanovski. Ilya hadn't become champion yet, but he would probably end up in there. So all 5 champions at featherweight are in the top 30. We're going to assume Ilya's going to get in the top 30.
But I just don't feel like the competition was there. I don't feel like the competition was perfect, personally.
Any way I can get Max in there, pause. I'll fit him in!
Ill.
Yeah.
Cooties.
Yeah. Any other hot takes? Any other thoughts about this weekend or last weekend? PFL is
Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper. Underwhelming performance. Underwhelming performance.
I cannot wait to see him get his clock cleaned.
Why? It's been clean. Go back and watch his first fights.
Yeah, I want to do it again.
Caceres was beating him like he was like a drum.
Yeah,
it's time for it to happen again because people actually think that he's good. And
he's solid. He's young. He's like 25.
Anytime people start beating up on the old guys, you know what I mean? I'm just not for it. I'm not about it. I'm not a fan of it.
It's his style, though.
Exactly.
That's who he signed for.
I want to see him fight. If I could book Chase Hooper's next fight, it will be against Daniel Zellhuber, and I think Daniel will pick him apart.
Well,
I want to see him get rocked, and I agree with you, AJ. For once, it was an extremely underwhelming fight. Jim Miller was in the fight. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to go out
Yeah,
there
like
and ragdoll. So when someone's old enough to be your father, literally old enough to be your father, like you're supposed to go out there and style the fuck on him.
yeah, and a hand by finisher that adds to the field.
Yeah, it's just hashtag disappointing.
Seriously.
I don't
What
know what
else?
that
Who
means.
else? Who was
hashtag.
somebody else? Oh,
Oh,
this
no
guy.
gang
Yo, he's
signs.
gonna. Yo. Hold on. This guy. I'm a fan. Hold on. I'm a fan. Marco Tulio. I'm a fan. He put on the show. I was glued to the TV. Oh my god, I was glued to the
Hey,
TV.
Let
that
me
was a
ask y'all.
crazy fight. Him and Trayshawn.
I was glued. He's excited. I want to see him fight somebody. I want to see him fight Shara next. I want to see that.
Let me
I
ask
think he
y'all
beat
this:
Shara.
is this upcoming, or not this week, but 2 weeks from now, or I guess 10 days from now? Is this going to be the biggest test for the fight nerds? Them going up against Ian Garry?
I don't know. You see who's in front of Kyle? I don't know. No, no.
What does that mean?
You said it is going to be the toughest test for the fighting nerds, and I said to answer that question, do you see who's in front of Kyle? No,
I'm talking about Ian Garry and Pyrus,
and
Pyrus.
Pyrus?
or
Pyrus.
No, I
I
think
can't roll my
you
tongue.
said his toughest fight. No, who's
Is
toughest
this
fight? Ian toughest fight or
is this the fighting nerds' toughest fight?
to date? To
Sure.
date, yes, you can say that. To
Sure.
date,
Yeah.
it is. I think
Yeah.
Ian. I think Ian gets him out of there though. Ian got good cardio. He's good overall. I think Ian gets him out.
Real quite fast today, I saw Ian Garry post a reel of his bedroom. No, there was no cuck action going on,
Oh my god.
but he had showed right by his bed. He has three pictures: one of his kid, one of his wife, and one where him fighting Shavkov. It was hilarious.
That's weird.
Yeah, it,
He really dedicated to fighting. He really loves that shit. Like
it was the one where it was during the fight where he had him was going for a guillotine. They're both on the ground. He goes, "It just makes me angry every time I see this. Every single morning, I look up and it's the first thing I see every morning."
are we like are we past Ian Gary like the cuck phase? Are we still there? Like
Oh, I'm still there, 100%.
because
I don't even
he's
know why that
fighting. He's
matters.
getting booked against everybody. He's fighting everybody. So notice he's here. Like I think it's time to put that in the past.
Can't.
I still don't even understand why it matters.
It's a storyline. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's not a fighting skill, but we all like storylines, Guy. We've talked about that. We like storylines. We
Yeah,
want something
but like
gripping.
for me, that's not gonna make me, excuse me, not like a fighter.
Fair.
If he's a cuck, if he's I could care less if he wants to watch his wife get nailed by another hammer. That's his business.
Absolutely, his business. Like
Well,
You
he's
know.
probably not the only one, but it's the only one that we quote unquote talk about slash quote unquote know about quotations.
Well, we'll see. Right. Um, Jace, did you have any hot takes?
No, my phone's dead.
How are you talking on it?
I'm not. I'm talking on my laptop,
Oh, okay.
per usual.
All right.
mm.
Well, we will
You have any
be
hot
back.
takes, Scott?
Nope. Only the one that I read. Yes.
Stop. There's
Mm.
one more thing we got to talk
Oh,
about
one
before we
more
get out
thing.
of
Go
here.
ahead. Yeah.
All right. So for y'all who don't know, TKO, the parent company who owns both the UFC and the WWE, and we know they're trying to venture into boxing. That being said, right now, TKO are trying to overturn the Ali Act. For you who don't know, the Ali Act is there for fighters. Well, primarily start off for boxers, but fighters in general to protect them, to set them up for their future. And they are challenging it and they want to get it repealed. Apparently, words on the underground is that TKO doesn't want to launch until it's reformed. Now, we know Uncle Dana, quote unquote, I know somebody, that can make this happen. Do y'all have any feelings or thoughts about it?
I think that it could be a problem. I think it could be a problem,
How so?
especially because he knows somebody. He knows the guy. First of all, the fact that the president of the United States was at the UFC fights is insane to me.
I love it.
I thought that we were done seeing him at the UFC events, after
I love
he
it.
became president.
I do love it.
Uh,
Standing on business, there's no hyperbole. I absolutely despise the current president, but I love the fact of a president being at a UFC event. It
Yeah,
validates.
man. Does.
I'm sick of seeing him. But
Well, Scott, let me
Wait,
ask you
real
this.
quick.
Let me ask you this, Scott. Forget the person, right?
mhm.
Just do you think it's cool that the title, the president, is there at a UFC event?
It almost feels like we know exactly where he is in real time, and I kind of feel like I don't know if it's the most secure thing. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh, we know that he's there. What if somebody wanted to, push the button? I mean, those
I
are the
don't.
things that I think about. But
I don't want our show
anyway,
to get
yes,
banned, so I'm not going to say
yes, I
anything on
know.
it.
Yeah, so yes, I would say that yes, it is a cool thing, regardless of the person, for the president to be at whether it's anywhere, any sporting event. It does add validity to it. But in regards to the Ali Act, because they do have that connection, because someone did ask about it at the presser, and Dana was like, "Oh, I don't want to get into that." I'm like, "Uh-oh, they're cooking,
Right.
they're lobbying, and they're cooking."
Smoke, there's fire. Going to get repealed, and then the next day, TKO is going to say, "Okay, we are officially here."
Mm-hmm.
Real quick though,
And
can we have a moment of silence for GFL? Because you only get one time to impress.
Hey, you
One
cooked with
time
that,
to
AJ.
impress.
You cooked with that. Yeah,
oh
RIP
man,
GFL before you even got here. Aborted.
We're done. I
take
don't
that
care
Plan
about the
B.
premiere show no more. I don't really care about it. I don't really care.
I'm
I
sad
don't care
about
no
it.
more.
Are you?
Competition is competition is a good thing.
I can't wait till the rest of the PFL guys just come to the UFC. Like, oh my god, they're annoying. Like they're
Hate
really
it.
keeping them hostage. How are
Hate
you
it.
gonna keep
They are
prime fighters hostage? That's a crime.
patchy.
That should be sued.
No,
Should be
no, no.
sued.
You signed the contract.
That's not fair though. You're with an organization that's not letting you do your job.
The UFC is not fair.
They, but
Not
you, but they
it's not
fight
fair.
though.
It's not fair that they can't. They're independent contractors, quote unquote, but then they have to wear a uniform. They can't get their own sponsorship deals. I mean, that's not fair.
That's Kevin Holland. He gets paid. I don't give a fuck.
You better wear
Fight.
your UFC
But
shoes or
you will go in
slides
the
to the ring. Better not be in no Nikes or Adidas.
Adidas. You can
Adidas.
wear all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Just not into the octagon. Shout out to
Man, there's
my.
no UFC this weekend.
There's no UFC
Real
this
quick,
weekend.
Jace. Real quick, Jace. Please enlighten me since you want to do that often. What is on this weekend that I can watch?
Ah,
Kickboxing, boxing, other MMA promotions. Let me know since you
Well,
watch.
unfortunately for me this week, or shall I say, extremely fortunate to me, my son's birthday party. So I will be glued to something
Oh,
that
that's lit.
matters of the utmost. And shout out to my sister, Sky, who's making the journey down from Las Vegas to be a part of my
Enjoy
son's
that party.
birthday
That's lit.
extravaganza. Luckily for Sky, and she's about to learn this right now for the first time, your boy's on the grill.
Are you?
Grill.
Yeah.
What are you
Yo,
making?
real quick,
Be on that
real
grill.
quick for the real quick for the pod. Can I just lobby something for you guys since guys going out there? Just lobby.
Yeah.
Can we get for the pod? Can we get Sky, Max Holloway, and Jace, Tony Ferguson, and UFC 5? And yeah, tell us the winner on the next podcast. Can we
If
just get
you
that?
give me
I
the
feel like that would
game,
be
for
funny.
sure.
It would be Jace.
I don't have it.
I
Jace will
don't.
win.
Yeah, because I don't game anymore, and I actually gave my PlayStation 5 one because they gave it to us. I gave it to CJ.
What a bummer.
Uh,
Yeah, but Max will beat Tony Ferguson 100%.
Ab-
I'm spamming the
absolutely.
spinning back kick.
No, I'm not even going to tell that lie. Yeah, right now, does Max beat Tony's? Of course. My grandmother beats Tony right now.
Oh my god, Granny
Prime
might.
for prime, Tony kills Max.
It's true.
Prime for prime.
The world may never know. The world may never know.
No,
Tony
not
does not
a
kill
world.
What we
Max.
do know is
The the the, the, the
who's gonna
world
be
will never
more
know.
infatuated in history is gonna be Max Holloway. He's gonna be infatuated in history. He's one of the best fighters of all time. Sadly, Tony will be a what if. Sadly.
Tony sadly is a what if.
Sadly.
That's
Sadly.
fair. He's a champion,
No, he's
but
not.
yes, he is.
Max
But
Holloway is a champion.
his career will be defined about what if.
Max Holloway is a champion. Tony Ferguson is not.
He's
Tony Ferguson was a
he's the
champion.
biggest what if since Tony's the biggest what if since the beat. He's the biggest what if since him.
Hey, somebody says the Beat's thinking about making a comeback.
That's wild. Zabit, Sky.
Nah,
I mean, we
chill.
both are on Zabit
Relax.
high horse. Bro, you don't even
Who's
know
gonna
who
fight?
Zabit is. You don't even know who Zabit is.
Bro, you see, look, I don't understand. Like, I don't like. Why do you assume that I don't watch UFC and these fighters? Like,
What's his last
enlighten me.
name?
I'm listening.
What's his last name?
Shabib, Shower, no, not Shower. Magamuda. It's not with an M, right? Start with an M.
Stop
You
trying
had it
to
right
look
in the
up.
No, they
beginning.
call it.
Stop trying to look up at the monitor.
It's not with an M, but
I see your eyes go up.
something.
No, you had it in the
Listen,
beginning.
Shabib, he's a what if that I want to see him fight in this era, but he's not gonna come back and do anything. He's definitely a big what if though.
I say this
Shout out
era.
to
I
him.
mean,
Shout out. He made Yair run away. Shout out. First person to ever do that.
I need you to stop having an active mic to bring up the Google so you can look for references. That's what he does.
Shower Pro Ball.
You
No,
think
he
so?
doesn't.
I can show you. I can show you my.
Yeah, he's over here
This is
watching
nothing
the
going on.
basketball.
Exactly. I watch a lot. A lot of UFC. A little too much. A little too much.
Doubtful.
A little too much.
It's hard to
But
say
never-
when you had never saw a
And
Randy
honestly,
Couture fight.
if we're gonna be honest, it's his first fight in the UFC. He looked too good in the third round against that short motherfucker. Honestly, he looked too good in the third round. I forgot the other guy's name, but he looked too good against that short guy. Since you want to say I don't watch, but it's okay.
You
I
didn't
get
know
it.
who Randy Couture was. Stop it.
I just don't think he's important for my era. No offense.
He's important in the UFC's era, the story. You can't tell the UFC story without talking about Randy Couture. You can't tell the UFC story without talking about Hoist Gracie.
I'm
You
sorry,
can't tell
but
the UFC story without talking about Chuck
can.
Liddell.
You know,
Chuck Liddell.
I think unfortunately you can.
No.
Like not to
There's
be
some
that
fighters
person.
that do get stepped over. Because you're gonna mention that Brock Lesnar fought Randy Couture. You're gonna mention that, and you're gonna proceed to continue and talk about what you're talking about. You're not gonna talk about Randy Couture. Like I said, once
Talk
again,
about
no offense.
Randy Couture
It's
being
okay. It's
double champ.
okay.
The oldest champ ever for heavyweight. Those are things you're going to talk about.
But I'm just saying, like,
It's okay.
but to his point about like it wasn't important to his era, that's relevant, right? Because he came in Conor era, and that's who is important from Conor on to the generation of people who started watching at that time. And so I feel like a lot of times we get caught up in, being like, wanting to apply.
And once again, to my defense, honestly speaking, when I started watching UFC, it was always Brock Lesnar. And then it jumped to whoever it jumped to after Brock Lesnar. And nobody ever talked about Randy Couture. That's just what it was for me. I'm sorry.
They fought each other.
That's what it was. Oh,
Kind
it
of.
was Cain Velasquez and then Julio Dos Santos and stuff like that. That's when I started watching heavyweight UFC at that time.
Yeah.
But I wasn't there for Randy. I'm sorry. I wasn't there.
Well,
What you want me
we'll
to do?
see. Get educated.
Nah.
So I don't want
I'll
to.
pass.
He said, nah.
Randy.
What do you mean? He says, nah. He educated. Nah. Stay stupid.
I'll pass.
Be quiet.
Is it a hot take to say? Is it a hot take to say that I think Mark Coleman is better than Randy Couture? Is that a hot take?
That is an extraordinary hot take. Especially when you can't tell me 2 Mark Coleman fights.
Not at all. I just know the highlights and he beat the shit out of people.
Everyone looks getting highlights.
All right, y'all.
But even him, I heard more about Randy Couture.
You're right, Sky. Hey, let's go. I gotta go.
Yes.
See you guys next week.
Here, but we will be back. Until then, we are out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.